What if I told you that Antoine Griezmann is one of the greatest players of our generation, despite never having won a Champions League or a La Liga title? I'd imagine you call me crazy and say how can that be possible, but here's the irony. That same man has been France's best player over the past 15 years, and has recorded over 500 goal involvements for club and country. Well, now your opinion may change slightly, but to firmly cement my initial point, let's delve into the Frenchman's career, to really uncover that greatness that often gets overlooked. So starting with his peak, the period in which he established himself as one of the best players on the planet, with that stretch spanning from 2014 to 2018, just like almost every other great attacker of our generation. During this period, Griezmann notched up a remarkable 112 goals and 40 assists for Atletico Madrid, proving that his worth wasn't just by putting the ball in the back of the net. But we'll touch more on that later. However, the moments that truly define this part of his career came on the international stage, at Euro 2016 and the 2018 World Cup.
Heading into the Euros, the striker was already coming off the best club season of his career up to that point. During the 15-16 season, he recorded 39 goal involvements across all competitions, and helped carry Atleti all the way to that year's Champions League final. And granted, he did miss a penalty during the second half, which could have genuinely changed the match outcome, but regardless, he still had a world-class campaign. Like, come on, without him, they wouldn't have bypassed Barca in the quarters, as we saw him net 2 goals to overturn the club's first leg deficit. But anyway, let's not digress too much, because as mentioned, it was Euro 2016 that really caught everyone's eye. Throughout the tournament, Griezmann scored a remarkable 6 goals in just 7 matches. That run contained a brace against the Republic of Ireland in the round of 16, before delivering another 2-goal masterclass in the semi-finals to knock out Germany. And even though France ultimately fell short in the final itself, Griezmann still walked away with both the Golden Boot and the Player of the Tournament award. And later that year, these incredible performances were recognised on the biggest stage possible, as he finished 3rd in the Ballon d'Or behind only Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. What a ridiculous 12 months that was.
And then, just 2 years later at the 2018 World Cup, the striker delivered yet another elite tournament. He may have not won the Golden Boot or the Player of the Tournament award this time round, but his influence on the competition was undeniable. Griezmann finished the tournament with the highest combined total of goals and assists, created more chances than any other player, and even picked up man of the match in the final, as France swept aside Croatia to lift football's most prestigious trophy. Oh yeah, and this was also on top of a season that saw him achieve 44 goal contributions in just 49 games, partner with a memorable Europa League triumph as the Frenchman scored a brace in the final to brush aside Marseille. So ultimately, it's clear to see just how influential he was during the best years of his career, despite never winning the Champions League or a La Liga title. However, as we touched upon earlier, Griezmann was far more than just a goal scorer, and yes, of course, he always had the ability to create chances and bring his teammates into the game. But as his career evolved, we began to see an entirely different side to his playstyle. After a not so successful stint at Barca, which to be honest is the only phase of his career that you can actually critique, the forward returned to Atletico Madrid as a completely different player. Rather than trying to become the focal goal scorer again, Griezmann reinvented himself. By his second season back in the capital, he had evolved into Atleti's main creative outlet, operating in a slightly deeper role and dictating attacks all across the pitch. That season, he produced an incredible 16 assists in La Liga alone, earning himself the league's Playmaker award and proving that his football IQ and versatility were every bit as elite as his goal-scoring ability. And though this change was largely down to the lack of creativity in Simeone's squad, it was also as a result of his performances at the Qatar World Cup earlier on that campaign. Didier Deschamps was intent on moving the Frenchman back into a central midfield role to unlock that elite passing range and ingenuity, and let me tell you, it worked out perfectly. Griezmann became the heartbeat of their side, helping them drive to yet another World Cup final with a series of complete all-round performances. One of his standout displays came against England, as he provided both assists in France's narrow 2-1 win.
And honestly, that's the part of Antoine Griezmann's game that makes him truly special. Of course, delivering huge goals in the biggest of moments of both club and country is very impressive. But what really separates him from so many other elite attackers is his versatility and ability to evolve. He began his career at Real Sociedad out wide as a winger, then moulded himself into a central striker during his best years at Atleti, before finally dropping deeper into a midfield role, becoming a creative engine and a player who is able to control matches through intelligence and vision. So to round up, what in your opinion makes Griezmann such a class act, and how well do you think he'll be remembered in years to come?